Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Colleen. I am with Shine On Yoga. I have Chai Cat here. I have a whiny Fritz bean over there. And today I have a flow for you that it's really simple. It's great for beginners. We are going to move a lot, so be prepared. I know the last few weeks we've kind of taken it a little bit slow. Today we're going to pick it up a bit, but we will have plenty of time to relax and recover and just to chill. So if you'd like to grab any props, I recommend blocks, bolsters, and blankets. If you have none of those things, that is okay. You don't necessarily need them. I'll give you some options as we move throughout the class today. All right, so today we're going to start out nice and low to the ground in an extended child's pose. So I'm going to go ahead and pop up to all fours here just to start. And from here, we're going to take our knees as wide as the mat, big toes to touch. On an inhale, look forward. Exhale, let's sink our hips back towards our heels. Walk those fingertips forward. Melt your head and your heart to the mat. And take a moment here just to breathe, to prepare, to let go. Let's take one more big inhale together. Exhale, let it go. When you are ready, let's rise back up to all fours. Go ahead and bring your knees in line with your hip points, hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to do a little bit of spinal flexion. It is one of my favorites. It's called cat-cow. If you know it, you can go ahead and take it away. If you're new to the practice, then you'll just follow me. On an inhale, we're going to drop those lower ribs. We're going to lift our chest and our forehead and look forward. Tail is up, chest is up. We're dropping those lower ribs. You're going to feel a nice big stretch through your front body. As we exhale, we're going to round through the spine, drop the head, drop the tail. Really feel a stretch through that back body as we round up into cat. Inhaling back into cow. Exhaling back into cat. Do one more round, just on your own. Inhale and exhale. And from there, we'll go ahead and come back to a nice neutral spine. Look at your hands. We're going to place them one handprint in front of where they were, so it's slightly out from your shoulders. Tuck those toes under. Take a nice big inhale. On the exhale, we'll lift our knees. We'll lift our hips up. Press back through the hands, straighten through the legs. It's okay if the heels don't touch. Let the head drop down as we move into our first downward facing dog. If you'd like to walk your dog, you can, bending one knee and then the other. Or you can just rest in some stillness here. Breathe. After that next exhale, look forward at your hands. We're going to make our way to the top of the mat. So you can step, hop, float, whatever feels good to you. And once you get to the top of the mat, slight bend in the knees. We don't want to lock them out. On your next inhale, we're going to come forward or come up halfway. Keep a nice flat back. So kind of like a number 7 here in your body. Hands on the shins. Look forward. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Forward fold. Let your head drop. You can shake your head yes. You can shake your head no. You can just be in stillness. And if forward fold is difficult in your body, this is where you can use your blocks to bring the ground up to you a little bit if you'd like. If you don't have blocks, just bend your knees as generously as you'd like, or don't go down as far. One more big inhale here. And as you exhale, we're going to slowly roll it all the way up until we're standing. Once you're standing, you can loop your shoulders up and back, stand up nice and straight and tall. Fix your face, fix your hair, fix your clothes, fix whatever needs fixing that will cause you any sort of distraction. Shake it out. My allergies are going nutty today. I have some cat hair in my nose, so if you see me doing that, that's because I'm trying to get the hair out of my nose. Yoga with pets. All right, we're gonna stand here nice and tall in mountain, just resetting, taking a breath. All right, when you're ready, we're gonna lift our arms up to the sky, feeling a nice big stretch. Exhale, we're gonna forward fold back down, so slight bend in the knees. We're gonna shift our hips back. Our torso will come forward as we lower all the way back down to the mat. Inhale, we'll come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, let it go. Forward fold. Take a moment here to breathe again. Use any props that you might like. One more big inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Wherever you're at, make sure your palms are planted into the mat. We're going to step one foot back and then the other, coming into plank, our first plank of today. Now you can stay up in plank. You can lower to your knees for a half plank. Either way, make sure that your hips aren't dipping too low. Make sure they're not clear up here. One nice straight line from head to tail. Really press back through the heels. Press away with the hands. Looking slightly forward. Breathe. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, we'll lower all the way down to the belly. Let it go. Let the tops of your feet come to the mat. Hands at your side. On your next inhale, start to rise up. Look forward. Baby cobra. We'll grow this later, but just stay here for now. Take a few breaths. One more big inhale. Exhale, let it go. From here, tuck the toes under. Inhale, we're going to press back up to that plank. Then as we exhale, hips up high, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Now when you're ready, plant that right foot into the mat. We're going to lift our left toes up off the ground. Keep the toes dialed down, so it doesn't have to be clear up here or anything like that. Just toes dialed down in line with the hips. Inhale, and then exhale. We're going to bend that knee, shift forward, look forward. We're going to step that left foot in between our hands, and when you're ready, we're going to rise up into a high lunge. Make any adjustments that you need to with your feet. Pull that left hip crease back, right hip crease forward. Lift those hands up to the sky. Take a breath here, or a few. From here, we're going to pivot on that back foot. Go ahead and place it down. We're going to bring our hips to the long edge of the mat. And then we're going to take our left arm, go ahead and rest that on your left shin. Peel your heart center up towards the sky, and from here, you can lift your arm just straight up. It can go out by your ear. Your hand can stay on, your left hand can stay on that thigh, or if it's in your practice, you can reach down towards the ground. coming into your version of extended side angle. So choose your option. Keep that heart spiraling up towards the sky. Breathe. One more big inhale. And then exhale, lower that right hand down towards the mat. Spin on that back leg. Go ahead and frame your foot with your hands. And we're going to step our our left foot back to meet our right, back into plank again. So choose your plank or half plank. We're going to take some breaths here. One more big inhale. And exhale, we'll lower all the way down to the belly. As we inhale, we'll come up into our baby cobra, or maybe press through your hands and come into a higher cobra. Make sure your shoulders are by your ears. We're going to roll those shoulder blades back and down. Breathe here. If you feel any crunchiness or discomfort in your lower back, lower down. You don't have to come up as high. One more big inhale here. And exhale, we'll lower it all the way back down to the ground. Take a breath. Or two. And when you're ready, we're going to press through the hands, coming back up into that plank. And then as we exhale, back into our downward facing dog. Take a moment here to breathe. We have a whole other side to do. We're going to do that same thing on the other side. All right, side two. Plant that left foot down. On an inhale, we'll reach our right foot long and away up off the ground. Toes dialed down. Hips in line with the leg, or leg in line with the hips. Inhale. Exhale, we'll bend that knee in towards our chest, shift forward, look forward, and we'll step our right foot in between our palms. And when you're ready, really engage your core as we rise up, into our high lunge. Make any adjustments you need to with the feet. Hands can be on your shoulder or on your hips. Pull that right hip crease back, left hip crease forward. Hands can be on the hips at the heart center, or you can reach them up to the sky for a nice big high lunge. Breathe here. And when you're ready, we'll lower those hands down, spin on or pivot on that back right foot. We'll go ahead, left foot, sorry. We'll take our right arm onto our right thigh, bend through that right knee generously. And then you can choose your option with your hand. You can just be here on the hip as we look towards the ceiling. You can raise it up towards the ceiling, maybe overhead. Your right arm can stay where it is, or maybe you lower it down towards the ground. Yogi's choice. Just make sure you're not collapsing in your chest. We want it nice and open. Nice big twist here. Breathe. And once you're ready, we'll lower that left hand back to the mat, framing our right foot, pivoting on that left foot again. And when you're ready, we'll step our right foot back to meet our left foot for our last plank pose. If you've been in half plank, maybe try full plank. We'll breathe here. One more big inhale. And exhale, we'll lower all the way down to the belly. Untuck the toes. Inhaling up for cobra. Take a moment here to breathe. You look one way and then the other. Up and down, move your head around. On your next exhale, we'll lower it back down to the mat. Tuck those toes under, take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, we'll press away from the mat, coming back up into our plank. Inhaling again, and then exhaling into downward facing dog. Our final downward facing dog at that. Take a moment here to breathe. If you want to pedal out your dog, you can. Taking it for a walk. Or just be in stillness. Or some combination of the two. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and lower onto your knees. Walk those knees up. And we're going to come to a seat. Woo. So we'll check. All right, we're going to come to a nice seat, and we're actually going to lower onto our backs. We're going to start slowing everything down. I know this was a quick flow practice. All right, from here, make sure your shoulder blades are snuggled under your heart center. Walk those heels up towards your glutes, hands pressing into the mat. And when you're ready, we're going to start to peel that tailbone up as we come into a bridge. Now, if bridge is a little bit difficult for you, you can take a block or anything that you have around that's kind of similar to this, and you can place it underneath your sacrum and come into more of a reclined bridge. So it's not as much strain. Totally up to you. If either way, if you're using the block or not, again, make sure your shoulder blades are snuggled underneath that heart center. You're going to bring your chin to your chest, your chin to the sky. That way you keep that length in your neck as we look up. If you'd like, you might want to clasp your hands together, but you don't have to. Take one more big inhale here. And exhale, we'll roll it all the way back down to the ground. Whew. When you're ready, we'll walk our feet together, really together, glue those inner arches together. And when you're ready, we're going to let our knees fall to either side of the mat, keeping the soles of our feet glued together, just like we do with our hands. Again, we are going into what's called a reclined cobbler's pose. Blocks, bolsters, anything like that that you have around, you can place underneath your knees on either side. Again, just to bring the ground up to you. If you don't have any blocks and this feels uncomfortable to you, send your feet out away from your midline, and that should make it a little bit more comfortable on your body. Otherwise, we're going to take a moment here just to relax. Hands can be on your belly, maybe a hand on the belly, maybe one on the heart. Maybe hands just at the side. We're going to take a moment here just to breathe. Stretching out those hips. Finally, whenever you're ready, we're going to stretch one leg out long and away, and then the other leg out long and away, coming into our final pose. We're going to close out in a nice Shavasana. If you prefer to stay in reclined cobbler's pose, go for it. Otherwise, we'll just take up some space on our mat. We'll take a few moments here to breathe. I am going to go quiet for a moment, just to allow you some time and space to decompress and to feel into your body. But I will be back momentarily to guide you out of this final posture, and just know that I am here and I am holding space for you. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana, then stay as long as time allows. If you need to continue on with your day, then start to wiggle fingers and toes, just bringing some life back into them. Slowly start to deepen your breaths as you do this. When you feel ready, I invite you to set one foot on the mat and then the other. Just keep the knees bent for now. From there, I invite you to roll to your favorite side, come into a little fetal position, and just hang out there for a moment, taking a few breaths. Finally, when you feel ready, go ahead and return to a comfortable seat. Bring your head and neck up last. If you close your eyes, you can blink them open to the room around you. We're just going to come into a nice, comfortable seat. Take a breath. So I want to thank you so much for joining me for today's quick flow practice. Yeah, I don't have much to say. I'm pretty zenned out. This will be my last practice for October. So this is on YouTube. If you're seeing it on YouTube, there won't be any new practices until November. I try and put one out usually once a week. So this will be the last one you see for a couple weeks, but you have the entire library on YouTube available to you. So check out one of the earlier practices. Maybe try a different one. There's some other lengths. There are some that are good for beginners, some that are real chill, some that are super fiery. So check that out. If you enjoy these practices, make sure to subscribe so that way you get notified as soon as I put out a new practice. Also, if you like this video, hit the like button, share it with a friend. All of those things. I do all of my advertising via word of mouth, so it really helps me when you guys share my videos and get them out there, because I really just want, they're 100% free, and I just want to help whoever needs help at that time. And I just hope that these videos find them. All right, so I will see you guys in November. I hope you have a wonderful rest of October. If you have anything that you'd like to work on, let me know in the comments. I do read them. And yeah, that's it for today. So I'll see you guys in November. Stay safe out there. Namaste.